We're at version like 5 right now, and it's really hard.
It really is.
This is not an easy task. This I want matte. This one I want more of a light pink strong base color. This one could be smoothed out a little bit. It's a little bit too wet. I just got the first sample of my palette, and it is more beautiful than I thought it was even gonna be. Oh my goodness. I love it so much. I get it now after watching so many different reveal videos over the years of my peers and people who I love and watch. It is kind of crazy to be on the other end of it. Like, I've been working on this for a little over a year. It has to be almost a year and a half. And I feel like hours and hours and hours have gone into this, and now I'm just kind of sitting in front of the camera. You guys, I am so excited today to present to you my very own, my very first makeup collection. I did this in collaboration with Odens, who I am so grateful to, and I'm staring at the items right now. I cannot wait for you guys to get this collection in your hands. I mean, this is my dream collection. I put in so much work into this collection, and I really hope that you guys love it. Like, let's get into it. I just want to show you it. If you are watching this, the day that this is posted is the first day that I am finally allowed to reveal that I've been working on a collection with Odens, and it is a Valentine's Day themed collection. Though, of course, I wanted the colors in here to work just beyond Valentine's Day, so I didn't go too literal with it. But when Odens reached out to me to work with them on a Valentine's Day collection, it felt like it was truly meant to be. I've been reviewing Odens since day one. Year after year, they consistently show up as one of my favorite eyeshadow brands. I mean, the words that I use to describe Odens are always glimmery, shimmery. I just felt there was truly no better fit. And then the fact that they asked me for a Valentine's Day collection really felt like it was meant to be, because I have always talked about loving Valentine's Day collections, loving pink collections, even though there's a billion of them, I always end up using them. So there truly could have been nothing that felt more organic for my very first collaboration, where I created something, and boy, this was a wake-up call, you guys, because this is really hard. I may be an expert, well, my bread and butter is critiquing things. I've been giving my opinion on everything. But when it comes to actually creating it, oh my god, I could never own a makeup brand. This was way too hard. And I can't believe, Odens, you put up with me through this whole thing, because as somebody who critiques makeup for a living, your girl was picky. Our email thread is ridiculously long. I'm making the littlest edits, but I was so picky with every selection, back and forth. But I really just wanted to create something that I loved and that I felt that you guys would love too. And before I show you the collection, I do just want to, of course, take more than a moment to thank you guys so much for your support over the years. You've truly made my dreams come true. I've been doing YouTube through it all for 7 years now. I was in college when I first started off, and throughout this journey I got my first job. I left that job, got a new job. I think I was dating my husband. I don't think I had met my husband when I first started my channel, but now I have a husband. I just feel like you guys have been here through such an important journey in my life and have supported me all the way up to this point. So no matter what point in time you joined, I just want to say thank you, because without you, I could not have created this collection. I grew up as a YouTube watcher since I was 14 years old, and never would I have ever imagined that I would have the opportunity to create something like this. So that was kind of my why for this collection. I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity to do something like this again, so I wanted to create something that young Morgan, who watched YouTube makeup videos, who was obsessed with Faffinet X3, Encore makeup, Michelle Phan, I wanted to make a palette for that girl using her favorite colors, and then of course for you guys too. But that was really what gave me so much joy in this project, and without you guys it would not have been possible. You guys have truly changed my life. You guys have become my friends. I love talking to you guys in DMs, even though I'm bad at responding sometimes, in the comment section. And while so many of you guys tell me that I am helpful to you with the information that I give you, this is my chance to say thank you for all that you guys have given me. Beyond being able to have the career of my dreams, I just love reading the comments. I love going back and forth with you guys. You guys bring me great information just beyond the beauty industry as well. I'll ask a question and you guys have the answer. And even though I might not have the abilities to respond back to every single one of you, for those of you who consistently show up, I see you, I know your name, I think about you, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So I know you're like, show us the collection. So I'll be sappy again in the end, but let's do it. Not an unboxing because I already unboxed it, but the name of this collection. It is a Valentine's Day collection, so we are calling her, I named her the Love Language Collection. I love talking about Jose, my husband, about love languages, and so when I was coming up with a name and a theme for this collection, I have named the colors in this collection after love language stuff involving my relationship and myself. And the love language palette I just thought was so beautiful for a Valentine's Day collection. That's that. Love language collection. Here we have just the cutest box. Okay. I think I don't know exactly how it's going to go. I think if you order the entire collection, you will get, I think this is like a makeup towel. They always do cute little stuff on the inside. Very nice. But we're gonna get to the goods. There of course is a card, which if you don't end up purchasing, first of all, just thank you for watching this video. This view is enough to support me and I appreciate you. So I do want to read this card out, and if you get it in person, don't call me out about the grammatical error. It wouldn't be me if there wasn't one. I was reading it and I was like, really? I didn't notice that the first time, but here's what it says. Ah! That's the sound I wanted to come across. I can't believe my baby is landing in your hands. When Oden's Eye reached out to me about Valentine's Day collection, I truly felt that there was no better match. This collection taps into what my favorite colors have been since I was a little girl. Truly a dream collection for me and my younger and very makeup obsessed self. I hope you love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for your support and being the reason this is even possible. Okay, so the collection has, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We have 5 different lip colors here that I will get into, which I know we're all excited for the palette, but low-key, I'm telling you, the lip collection is the best part about this collection. I am obsessed with every single one of these colors, because even I focus mostly on the palette, but then when I created the colors, I was like, oh, these are gorgeous. Okay, anyways. And then the palette I created, yes me, a 16 pan eyeshadow palette. This is the Love Language palette. So we'll do the palette first because that's the exciting part, I'm sure. I've always appreciated and loved Odens Eye so much for their artwork and the detail behind it. So it's kind of crazy. This my face. It kind of looks like me, right? Oh my gosh, their artist is so talented. I will say when it came to this whole design, their artist probably wanted to me upside the head. I'm just saying. I was being picky, but I had a vision, you guys, okay? I'll show you my vision board. And yes, I had other brands as inspiration, but it was a vibe, okay? Oh my gosh. But anyways, we came to this. I wanted it to be really light and pastel-y and springy and fairy-like and still very romantic since this is a Valentine's Day collection, but I did want it to stretch just beyond Valentine's. And even the bag is just so cute, and we have all of my cute little names. I will do you a courtesy here and skip over some of the corny reasons that I named some of these shades that I did. But some of these, they do have to do with my relationship and their cute little terms, but also, you know, the love language between my husband and I. Like I said, I will spare you, but if there's any that you're like, why is that there? That is why. 829, I'll show you the shade in a sec. That's my anniversary. Anyways, I've been holding off. I'm gonna show you the palette. Okay, you ready? Okay. First of all, this mirror, how pretty is this with the hearts? And then you have my signature, which I have bad handwriting, so this signature was not a first time effort here. I had a notebook very full of the signatures. It even has it right here. Love it. Okay, and then the embossments in here are Valentine's Day themed as well. So let me walk you through the palette. Like I said, there are 16 shades here, and I created this palette almost in quadrants. Now, if you've been a longtime viewer of mine, you know that purple eyeshadow is my only colorful shade of comfort, which is why I know a lot of Valentine's Day palettes are mostly pink themed. I couldn't help it. I had to go to the purple family for something more romantic, but of course, it is a Valentine's Day palette. I wanted to stay on theme as Oden's Eye normally does. So I did a little strawberry and chocolate vibe up top. And then we have my romantic, dreamy purples here. So it's not just any typical Valentine's Day palette. So like I said, I wanted to do this in quadrants. All year I've been talking about loving neutrals. And while I love Oden's Eye, they don't have a lot of neutrals, so I know I wanted to start off with a quadrant of really wearable shades, and even I've been impressed with the looks that I can get with just this quadrant over here. This is the quadrant that I'm wearing today. Now, last week I filmed a video and everybody was like, what is on your eyes? What is on your eyes? And it was the Natasha Denona Sculpt palette, and this morning I wanted to see if I could get that same look with this, and I totally could. I didn't film it, but fear not. I don't have a tutorial in today's video, but since we're still a few days out from launch date, prepare to be sick of me, and I'm not sorry about it. There will be plenty of tutorials to come. But I did use this quad today, and then I wanted to have the classic Valentine's Day quad, which is what these beauties are. I'm like making sure it's in focus. I don't think I'm doing a very good job. But anyways, this quad over here is my Valentine's Day Pinky palette. You guys, this shade right here, Amore, is my blush right now. Very versatile. This shade right here screams Valentine's Day to me. You can also put it on your lips. Like if you have a little bit of gloss, like I have one of the glosses on right now, this over top will change the color. And then I always love a spark, you know, this is the Valentine's Day corner. And then down here, we have the purple. It's more so of a half as opposed to a quadrant, but I did kind of group Grayish right here. These two are very pretty together. These two are very pretty together. You can get a quad right here. You can do a quad right here if you would like. I think what was important for me about this palette is I wanted to make it an easy palette to use. Despite it being of a colorful nature, it's still very wearable, and I wanted to make it easy for you to come up with a look. So I created so many of these colors that work beautifully as a one and done eyeshadow look or a two and done eyeshadow look. Like I said, you pair these two together or these two together. You can pair these two together. These two are stunning together. So a lot of the shades are next to each other purposefully because they would be good for a very simple look. And then of course you can always go quad style as well. You know, I love Oden's Eye palettes, but I've been reviewing them for years, and from a lot of you guys that I've seen in the comment section over the years, sometimes the Odens Eye big palettes can be a bit intimidating and a little bit difficult to figure out. So I laid these out in a way that can hopefully simplify the process for you. But of course, I still wanted to stay true to the Odens Eye aesthetic as well, because that's the reason I fell in love with the brand in the first place. Now let's discuss colors and swatches for you guys. I'm gonna have it on my phone here because I think it's a little easier to see the details. But we're gonna work off in quadrants here. So I'm gonna first start off at the very top left corner. We have Heart, which is just a light, glimmery, shimmery pink. I knew for a fact that a formula I wanted to have a handful of in here was their glimmery, shimmery shades that are, dare I say, Pat McGrath-esque without the Pat McGrath price. And so this has a sheer base to it, but it's just supposed to reflect light on the eyelid and be really glimmery and work with a lot of different base crease colors as well. So just a simple light shimmery pink. Now the shade next to it, Valentine. I'll be honest, I was a little uncomfortable with this shade. I wasn't sure how I wanted it to work in, but I wanted it in the palette because it screamed Valentine's Day to me. But I was like, do I really want a hot pink like this in my palette? I love the formula. It's super smooth. It's not what I would call their glimmery shimmery formula. It's more of just a true shimmer. But what I ended up loving this color for is putting it over a gloss. It adds that really pretty, I'll show you, almost like magenta color to the lips. How pretty is that? You see how that just changed the look of my lip? Insane, right? Oh, so now I'm obsessed with this shade because it's versatile in that you can put it on the lips and completely change your lips. But of course, if you want to do a very Valentine's Day themed look, this one is beautiful. Now I added Cuddles because it added a versatility to the palette that wasn't there initially. This is a really buttery, smooth, peachy shade. It's about a mid-tone and it has a slight golden shift to it. I really added this in so that we can get some different looks with this palette and you can change the direction. I always think a peachy pinky look is really beautiful and this color would look gorgeous with the top that I'm wearing today. And then finally in the quad, we have Amour. Now Amour is a super soft matte pink shade. And this is actually one of my favorite colors in the whole collection. It was the base for this baby pink look, but it also is the blush that I'm wearing. When I created this color, I wasn't even thinking about using it for blush. And so I'm telling you now, I made one mistake with this palette that I'm not happy with, where I don't know that they would ever restock this, but if they ever did, and put it into production again, I would ask them to change the placement of this shade. This makes such a pretty blush. I would actually move it to the corner here because you do have to use a smaller brush to use it as blush, but it's worth the battle, you guys. This is the prettiest soft pink blush that's actually flattering. It's that bubblegum pink blush that is super trendy but not really flattering on most people. This one has enough base color to where it is. Also really pretty on top of other blushes to kind of blend them out and right on the apple of the cheek to add that bubblegum pink pop. So it doesn't need to be on the whole cheek, particularly if you have a deeper complexion, but just for that little bit of pop to blend out whatever blush you have on underneath is also very pretty. So Odens Eye, if we're ever in production again for this, can we move this out here? That's my mistake, but I love this shade. It's so versatile. So now let's move on to my favorite quadrant. I have said all of 2024 that I was mostly wearing neutrals, so I had to get it in here, especially since Odens Eye doesn't have a lot of neutrals in their collection. I had to find a sneaky way into it, and the way that I talked myself into it was like strawberries and chocolate. Hello. Let me show you this look that I did first. I used this quad for that look. And it's really dramatic, and there's just 4 shades, and I'm able to get a lot of different looks with this quad here. I used it today, this quad, for this look. It's insane. Okay, so I do need to tell you about the shade Service because it's a little bit of a unique purpose here. it's not going to be the most pigmented shade, and that's on purpose. So it's like a matte dusty pink shade. I was really conscious to create a palette that was going to be easy to use for everybody. This can be built up to have a little bit of pigment, but it's going to need built up. Like, I have it all over my lid today, so you can see I did get it to a point where there was some opacity to it. But this is meant to be used with a fluffy brush as a base / prime shade before you start blending eyeshadow over top. This is made with the intention of a beginner to blending eyeshadows so that the shades are just going to roll over the eyelid really easily and be easy to blend. It's also meant for if you don't put it down as a base shade, but you want to blend out the outer edges. I added this color in here to help soften and make blending edges a lot easier. So it's not going to be pigmented, and that is on purpose, but if you do use a flat shader brush, you can get it to be more pigmented, but it intentionally is supposed to be a sheer wash all over the eyelid to make everything blend easier, or on the outer corner of a dark shade in the crease, it's supposed to help it blend easier. So just wanted to let you guys know that, because it will be disappointing in swatch, but that was on purpose. Okay, quality time. I just wanted a dark brown shade because I need a brown shade for everything. Now this I'm wearing as eyeliner today. You can put it in the outer corner and blend it out. Really easy to use, and I asked for a harder press on it so that there wouldn't be too much fallout. And then Affirmation is my crease shade today. So this is that perfect mid-tone taupey brown that I like to start my shades off with. And of course the attention, crease color, outer corner color. I also have Affirmation all along my lower lash line today as well. So this is supposed to be that haphazard all over crease color. Of course, depending on your skin tone, that might be quality time for you, but we got options. This could be a great base color on somebody with a deeper complexion. Now, this is going to sound so boring, but I think Touch is one of my favorite colors in this collection because the quality is just so good and it's so versatile. It is the most buttery, light, smooth formulation, but it gives so much opacity. This is why I was okay with Service not having a lot of pigment, because Touch right here is going to bring that brightness to the eye. It's so smooth. It's like a champagne-y gold shade, and it's meant to brighten up the eye all over the lid. You can use it in the inner corner. You can use it underneath the brow bone. This is what's going to bring light to the eye, and the quality of it is butter. It's like luxurious. When I got the sample of it, I was like, yes, this color is amazing. And it's so not exciting. I know it's not exciting, but it's so perfect. I love it so much. Okay, now this is all over my eyelid, but it's just perfect. Okay, let's move down here. I'm gonna stop working in quads and we're gonna go left to right. So we have Flirt. Now this shade was the center of my eye for this look, which is the most requested tutorial ever. I posted that look not really sure what the response would be because, you know, maybe you guys just might not have noticed because I was talking about other things. It was in a different theme video. I have never gotten so many comments asking what was on my eyes and for a tutorial. The best comments were people thinking it was Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath. And I was like, no, it is my palette. I wish I could have said that. It was my palette. But you guys, this look was from my palette. So this shade can look purple on pan, depending on how the light is hitting on it. But it has a bluish duochrome, which at first I wasn't sure that I wanted to add this to the palette because I don't really love blues, but I thought it would be a nice touch for versatility and creating different looks, and for Oden's eye customer base, which does normally prefer color. And boy, am I glad. It has a little bit more of a sheer base. I wanted that on purpose because I love using sheer shimmery glimmery shades from Oden's eye on top of matte shades. So this one hits strong blue in the right light. It is incredible, and it is the reason for that most requested tutorial. So I did want to say, you guys were waiting for a tutorial on this. I will have it up this week, but I can finally make the announcement that the reason I was ignoring you guys in the comments was because it was from my palette. And when I wore that look, I didn't expect so many comments asking me about it because I normally don't get a ton of questions about what I'm wearing. I mean, I do, but I just wasn't expecting the response. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, it's the shade Flirt in my palette. Okay, next to it, I did need to have a mid to deep tone shimmery purple, so I created Treat. Since we were creating my dream collection here, I went all out with the purples. Now this one is buttery smooth, and this one does have a very pigmented base, but it's not glittery, as you can see. It's more of a shimmer. And this is great for halo eyes, all over the lid if you want to do a purple smoky eye. Let me show you something. I'm taking Flirt, that shade I just showed you right over top. These shades are meant to be layered. This will add a whole new dimension. This is going to make the blue shimmers in Flirt so much more visible. So just know these two were put next to each other for a reason. Now next to it, we have Date Night, which is a matte eggplant color. Now I put this in for two reasons. Of course, depth. So I wanted this as an outer corner color, but I also wanted this to be used for eyeliner, and it can be used as just that. So I wanted to get like a dark matte brown eyeliner, and then I wanted a dark matte purple eyeliner, and I felt that I covered a lot of bases with just those two deep shades. If I could have 17 colors, I would have added a black, but you know, I only had 16 and I needed the rest of these. But this works great for eyeliner. I specifically requested this one to also have a harder press because when you have too soft of a shade and you use it for eyeliner, you get a ton of fallout. I wanted this to be harder pressed so that it was less messy for eyeliner. Now this one doesn't have as cool of a blue shift, but it is a little bit more of a silvery shift to it. So I wanted this one to read a little bit more true purple, considering this is the purple half. So this shade looks fantastic paired with Crush. So put Crush all over the lid and the crease, and then Daydream on top, and you have the prettiest lilac two and done look. Which, as stated earlier, I wanted you to be able to create two and done simple looks. So that's kind of my suggestion there. And then you can line with Date Night or add some depth with Date Night here. So had to have just the perfect shimmery purple with a silver shift to it. So that's why we added that. But there are some multicolor glitters in here as well. Okay, let's move down to the last four here. 8/29, my anniversary. I had to make my anniversary the most glimmery, shimmery shade in this palette. This one is very true to Odens' eye kind of house formulation, what they're known for here. And this is going to add the glimmer all over the eye without being messy and with no fallout. So it's very sheer, so you can put whatever matte shade you want underneath, and this will transform it to have just a pure glittery look without actually being glittery and messy. Like, this is just sparkly. That's what this shade is. I should have named it Sparkle. And this will transform any eye look. Okay, you ready? Hard for the camera to pick up sparkles, but you see how it just added that galactic sparkle. And this shade goes with any other shade in this palette to completely transform it. Ignore this clunk. It's not clunky. It's just sticking to my lash glue. But you see how you get that really separated sparkle effect? That's what I wanted from this, and it's perfect and it's not messy. Then I wanted something really cool, almost gray, because that adds a lot of versatility to the purple looks that you can get here. So I put Giggle, and Giggle and 8/29 look fantastic together, by the way. This is another great two and done combination. But this completely changes the vibe of a purple look that you're doing with this palette. It makes it much more cool toned. It also is very unique with a couple of the pink shades as well. Like Giggle and Heart is a fun combo. But yeah, it's just a matte kind of gray purpley shade. So I wanted that for versatility here. It's a great crease shade. Then we have Gifts. Now this is the last glimmery shade that we have. And this is more of a true purple. How would you I don't even know how to describe the difference. This one's more like lilac blue. And then this one, I don't know, like a golden purple? has like a little bit of grunginess to it. There's almost like a gray undertone to it, which is why I paired it next to Giggle as well. It looks great paired with Giggle. So I added this one specifically to have like a mid-tone shimmery glimmery shade. So I have a light one, mid-tone, and then a fun blue shifty one. And then finally Crush, which I just talked about pairing amazing with Daydream. I had to have a lavender shade because Odens Eye creates the best lavender formulations, so I knew I had to have one in this collection. That is my palette. I was so into that I almost forgot to go over the lip colors because there are 5 lip colors, and this lip collection is not to be forgotten or slept on. So there are, well, let me show you the boxes here. I think that they are just so pretty with the artwork again. So there's 3 different formulations in this collection. I have 1 matte lip stain, 2 shine lip glosses, and 2 glow lip glosses. And I'll explain the differences in formulations. All of them are going to come in a specifically requested from me ombre of pink, purple, and lavender. It was just luck that this is Valentine's Day themed because it was going to be pink and purple either way. Because I love pink and purple. So that's why I chose that color ombre here. We'll start off with the matte lip stain LOML, or Love of My Life. We say Lommel at my household. But I wanted to create the perfect bold pink, but not too bold. I wanted it to still be wearable. So when it came to selecting a matte lip color, I knew I wanted it to be a bold color because I prefer a bolder color in matte because it lasts longer and doesn't get all over your face. So all year I've been wearing pink, like bold pinks when I've been wearing neutral eye makeup to make it look like I spent more time than I did. So I created my perfect bold pink but still wearable colors. So I was very specific with what I wanted, and I think that we nailed it. This doesn't even need to be worn with a lip liner. It's kind of like a souffle formulation, so it blurs over the lips as well, and it's very comfortable. It doesn't suck you dry. It has that like soft powder feel. It's not a new formulation. Odens Eye has had it in their line for a while, but I knew I just wanted, for Valentine's Day, a pink lip, and I wanted it to be the kind of pink that I've been going for all year. So we nailed it. It's the perfect bold pink lip to easily make you look put together while being able to put minimal effort into your makeup. Now the shine lip glosses, these are a pigmented gloss. They're going to have full opacity. They don't need to be worn with lip liners due to the amount of pigment that they have. They're super smooth. They're not sticky. And I can't find Kisses. Let me go grab Kisses. So we have Beso, which is kiss in Spanish, which if you don't know, my husband is Spanish and I am learning Spanish. So we practice speaking Spanish together. And then Kisses. Now Kisses, I created specifically to wear with purple and pink looks. I wanted to create the perfect neutral lip that matched blue and purple eye looks. So if you like those colors and you want a thoughtless lip color that's going to match and be flattering but not take away from the eyeshadow, I specifically created this for those tones. So any purple or blue look you do in this palette is going to match this shade. This shade looks really good under brown lip liners or pink lip liners. You can change the whole vibe of it as well. But this is a shade that I think it's my favorite. I'm very, very proud of this shade because I have struggled to find the perfect nude lip for that color family of eyeshadows, and I just went ahead and created my own. So that's why I created that one. That was completely self-serving, and I couldn't be happier about it. And then Beso, I wanted to be a your lips but better kind of color. So you know how when you do your makeup, sometimes foundation gets on your lips and your like you look kind of dead? This is the color that's gonna fix it. My lips are stained now, but look at this. It's just your lips but better. Super natural. very flushed toned. It's going to be hydrating due to the nature of the formula. And when it wears off, you're going to have your full natural color to your lips underneath as well. It kind of brings out that color. So I wanted this one to just be super natural. It can be worn with anything. It can be worn with nothing. It's that pretty. Now, the Glow Lip Gloss formulation is super unique to Oden's Eye. It's my favorite formula from them, which is why I picked 2 different shades. Now, these are more of a sheer lip gloss. They don't have as much glassy reflection as regular lip glosses, but they are phenomenal for putting on top of matte lipsticks because they change that matte lipstick into a completely hydrating formulation. But of course, they can be worn on their own. So the first shade that I have is Snuggle. Now this is one I created for my mom, who asked for a sheer gold lip gloss. So thus Snuggle was born. I also chose this name for this specific formula because it does feel like a snuggle to the lips. But this is just pretty sheer with a little gold shift to it in that amazing Oden's Eye formulation. This looks phenomenal over brown nude lip liner and lipstick. And you know those 90s nude lips are in right now? This would be phenomenal over those. So that's for my mom. Created that one for you. And then Love Language. This one is a little icy. It's a little frosty. I was inspired by the 90s makeup trend of frosty lips, but like make it more modern. I'm very proud of this one. I don't know if I like this one or Kisses better, but this one's the most fun, and this one transforms like bold pink lips as well, but on its own, this is what I was wearing at the start of the video. It gives the prettiest frosty nude pink lip. Like, this is unreal. I don't know if I have another gloss that looks like this. But that 90s nude frosty lip is what I was going for, and I think I achieved it with flying colors. Obsessed with this color. And I'm telling you, let me show you. So I'm taking some of LOML. I'm not doing a great application. We're just trying to do this fast here because I've already talked your heads off. But LOML, and then I'm taking Love Language, literally the name of the collection. Look at how that transformed this shade and toned it down. And it made that bold pink lip more of, not neutral, but it toned it down. And then it gave that really pretty glazed look over the lips. But you guys, that is my collection with Oden's Eye. It is launching on Valentine's Day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, February 14th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I will absolutely be sharing with you guys once it goes live. If your significant other is in need of an idea for Valentine's Day, I would say, since it's launching on Valentine's Day, that is a really good item to ask for a little extra gift. You know what I'm saying? Also, a huge thank you to my mom for helping me kind of pull this together at the end. I was struggling for a little bit there because creating a palette is really hard. And I took all of my samples to her house and we kind of just sat at the table and put our brains together. And so she was also a huge part in kind of reasoning with me, because you know how when you stare at something for too long, you don't know if it's ugly or not? You need kind of a fresh look at it a few days later. My mom was that fresh look because I didn't have a few days. I came in for help from my mom just to get another eyeball.
And you know what? I suck.
Yeah, and it's really hard.
It really is.
This is not an easy task. What looks better? This or this? I'm just going to show some of the looks that I've created with this palette, and there is going to be many, many, many more to come. So if you want to see more, you want to see more swatches, more tutorials, make sure you're following me on TikTok and Instagram. I'll be posting their stuff about this collection as well. And then of course, all throughout this week, I definitely plan on posting lots of tutorials with this collection. If there's any specific look you want me to recreate that I've already done, I will have it. Definitely doing the most requested look. Don't you worry. That will be up very soon. And truly, you guys, I cannot express my gratitude enough to you. You know, if you aren't able to pick up anything from the collection, like I said, just this view was super helpful to me. But if you do support me and pick up anything from this collection, gosh, I hope you love it. Seriously, I really, really want you guys to love it as much as I do. I know I made the younger me proud. I know young Morgan, who couldn't even imagine being in this position, would love this palette, and that was really a huge goal of mine. I don't know if I will ever be awarded the opportunity to do this again, so I knew I had to do something that was true to me and what I would love, and I just hope that you guys love it as well and have fun with it. So if you pick it up, share your looks, I would love to see it. And like I said, obviously the eyeshadow is the most exciting part of this collection, but give the lips a chance, because I have been loving the lips so much too. I'm just rambling now. Like, I just want to keep talking because I just want to keep thanking you guys. And I want to thank Odens Eye as well for taking a chance on me and allowing me to get my creative juices flowing. So I will have all the information about the launch down below for you guys to check out. Let me know what your favorite colors are, your favorite lip colors are. I would love to hear it in the comments. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm gonna be saying it all week because I am on a cloud right now. So I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys tomorrow where we will be talking more about this collection. And yeah, bye guys. I love you so, so much.
It's delicious.